How are you? How are you, Anastasia?
I'm good, good.
It is a nasty, nasty morning here.
Yes,
So,
rainy, rainy.
yeah. So sometimes I jump into these calls and I totally forget that we're actually doing a podcast. We are actually doing a podcast and we are marketing moms and we are making marketing easier for small businesses because people like to use those big words and make it seem really difficult. And they think that's why you're going to hire them. And maybe that is why you're going to hire them, but it's not why people hire us. And it's
Oh,
not what you're looking for if you're here as a business owner today, right?
that's
So
true.
So I'm Ann Brennan and this is
Anastasia Van Greshby.
and don't try to spell that last name because you can't. It's really, really long. So, all right. I do want to remind you to please subscribe wherever you're listening to this today. And I want to remind you to ask questions because we can answer them. When you leave comments in the comment section below, we can answer them, whether you're on YouTube or Twitter or Facebook. We can answer them wherever you're getting this and we'll get back to you. We'll also like to hear if you have ideas of what you want to hear next time. So even if your question is off topic, that's okay. We want to answer it. So let's catch up real quick. Anastasia, let's just do a recap of what's happening with Luna.
I feel like that's when you put that catching up, I'm like, really, it's just about Luna. Like,
yes,
let's catch up on Luna.
On what Luna is doing. So Luna is almost, we were saying she's gaining a pound a day. So she by now weighs 80 pounds because she was 77.5 pounds a couple of days ago. Mm-hmm. And she's 4.5 months, 4 3/4 months. So it's kind of crazy. But I will tell you, let me tell you a sweet thing. When we first got her, I wasn't 100% sure what I thought of her because she wasn't cuddly. And all of my dogs have been really cuddly. They want to be near you. They want to, they want to be pet. And she hasn't. And last week she decided she wants to be pet and loved. And she will come to us and lean on us. And when we rub her, she just gets all melty. And now I know that I love her. So
yeah, she's doing that because she's also getting naughtier, I feel. And so
she needs us to love her more.
Yes, it's like just because I am going to do something later on today, let me just get it in now so that you're like all warm and fuzzy towards me and not angry.
Mm-hmm. So, hey, actually, we have some catching up things. You had a kid with a birthday this week.
I did. My son, who's my middle child, turned 12 yesterday. He is, it was fun. We took him to a ninja kind of gym, a Ninja Warrior. I mean, not Ninja Warrior. Yeah, it is that Ninja Warrior kind of gym. I realized, I feel like it's constant, getting hit in the face with how old I'm getting. But when I was there, I really, really was like, oh yeah, I'm not even going to try that because if I try that, then I'm really going to feel it. But I did do some things in like my whole shoulders. There are muscles that are sore that I haven't been sore for a long time. So I was like, oh. But we had a really good time. So.
Oh, I'm glad. So actually, I have to tell you something. Speaking of getting older and realizing it, yesterday I was trying to check my email and I was had my face all up to the computer trying to check my email. I was like, I have got to figure this out. So if you hit Command and plus,
oh yeah,
it makes your font bigger so that you can read your screen. The fact that I had to look that up means I'm getting older. So, all right, let's jump in. And it's crazy. I don't feel like I'm getting older. I feel like I'm still young, but no, definitely getting older. So let's talk about pain points. Pain points crack me up when you talk to people because my favorite when I asked somebody, I said, what are the pain points? What are the problems you're solving? And the person said, well, I'm putting more money in my pocket because I was broke. And I was like, no, not your problems. Not what problems are you solving for you, but what problems are you solving for your customers? So Anastasia, talk a little bit about how we help. What are the questions that you need to ask when you're thinking about that?
The number one question that I ask is what are people saying when your phone rings? So when somebody is calling you and asking you about your services, what are they saying? Like, what are the exact words that they're saying? Because more often than not, when you are asking a question, you'll ask that question in a Google search, right? Like you're not going to just put like you and I might put keywords in, and some other people might just put keywords into the Google search and see what comes up. But a lot of people just type out that whole question. So they want to know that exact answer. And if you go into like Google into some analytics, you'll see what they searched for, and that was specific phrases, not just words.
Yeah. So knowing what the problem, and I'm going to tell you, I did a meeting this week. I had a sales call with a person, and this is like my third time I had this meeting. And I told them, I'm like, I can't take you as a client. And they said, why? And I said, well, because you haven't figured out what problem you're solving. And when I've asked you this in 3 different meetings, you still don't know what problem you're solving. And so you need to figure this out, because until you do, marketing for it doesn't work. You've done a lot of marketing, and you've done it for 3 or 4 years, and it's not worked. And I don't think it's the marketing companies. I think it's that you don't know what problem you're solving. So that's a huge thing.
Yeah. And I think, so let me give you guys an example, because I think sometimes you don't think of that, right? So as a digital marketing agency, what we are doing for our clients is giving them time to work on the things that they are good at, because they, either don't understand marketing or don't have enough time to sit down and do it. And then because they don't know how to do it, it's going to take a lot longer. So that way there's more frustration. So we, as a marketing agency, are removing that frustration by taking that on and giving our clients more time to do either more work on their business or less, to go and enjoy themselves. Our landscaper, he is giving people their weekends back, because I know my husband, he spends, in the fall, there's 4 hours a weekend where we're cleaning up leaves. We live in some woody area. So, that's what you need to think. Think about your business and think about why they're calling and what are you solving for them? What are you giving them? Are you giving them time? Are you giving them your expertise? Like what is it that you're giving them?
Absolutely. And then the other thing is ask your customers, because many of you have heard us say we do this thing called AUA, Ann's Unsolicited Advice. We didn't make that up. We didn't make AUA up. That came from a client. The client said to us, well, we love what you do for us for social media, and we love what you do in newsletters and websites and all of that. We love that. But what we love the most and what we hired you for is for your unsolicited advice, because every time we'd see you somewhere, you would give us a bit of unsolicited advice. And so we knew we need to be part of you, so we could call you and say, hey, I got this problem. And we're always doing that. We just brought on a new client and we're like, you should meet this person. And have you thought about going into this industry? And what about this? Right. And we're looking at so much bigger. So ask your clients. They may be hiring you for something you don't even know they're hiring you for.
Exactly.
So, yeah. And then you said this, your analytics. Look at your analytics. What are they looking up? Right. Yeah. That's so simple. What are they looking up when they land on your page?
Go into Google My Business and look at the analytics or the insights. I think it's called insights there. Look at, go to Facebook, look there and see who is looking at your page. When are they looking at it? There are these things exist that you just have to go and find them,
Absolutely.
So, and if you don't want to do it, then you call an agency to do it for you.
Absolutely. So, and then this is a good time to remind you, go back, listen to episode 5. It's all about getting to know your audience, getting to know who they are. Now, if you're new, you're going to have to make that audience up, create an avatar. But if you're not new, look at the people you're talking to. We just had this happen. And I said to the client, hey, go create a spreadsheet with your clients. Are they men? Are they women? Are they in their 30s or are they in their 50s? Are they, do they read business books or do they read books about your industry? So kind of figure out what they have in common so you can figure out how you're going to market to them and what problem you're solving for them in particular. That, your analytics will help.
And if you're looking to go to a new audience, think about that too. Like, are you trying to appeal to a different audience? What's interesting about the audience is, probably 2 years ago, I think it was pre-COVID. We looked at our clients and we were like, man, we really have the industries may be varied, but the client is very, very similar. from
Right.
client to client. Whereas now, 2 years later, our clientele is completely different.
I think you're trying to be also politically correct here. That if you looked at our clients before, we had all men except
Yes.
for 2 women.
Mhm.
And I think both of the women were part of a couple
Yes.
that owned the business, right? So it was really a man and woman couple. And at least in one of the cases, the man had hired me. I don't remember the other one. But now we have almost equal women
Yes.
to men business owners.
And we have a variety of ages, variety of races. Like it's very, our clientele is much more diverse and much more robust now than it was 2 years ago.
Exactly. And that was from looking at what our audience is and what problem we're solving for them and what problem we could solve for people if we did it a different way.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. We changed our marketing just a little bit and it got us a new area, a new demographic. So I think that that's important. But you know, that might not be for everybody. So you've got to look at your geographic location, your industry, your piece of the pie. Look at your piece of the pie and be realistic, you know, and just if you look in it and look at your audience, you'll figure it out.
Absolutely. And then I want to say, you know, you can know all day long what you do. You can know this all day long. But if somebody comes to your website and it doesn't say, this is the problem we solve for you, then your customer doesn't know that.
Yes.
So look at your website. And I'm going to say it again. You've heard me say it, I think, every time we've talked about websites here. I don't want you to look at your website. I want you to have somebody who doesn't know your business look at your website and ask them what you do. Have a writer look at it, have another marketing agency, have a friend, have somebody who is outside of your industry altogether look at it and see if they can tell what you do and what makes you different.
Don't ask a friend. Don't ask a friend unless that friend is going to be honest with you.
Right.
And if you are okay with them being honest with you. Because if they tell you, hey, your website sucks,
right,
well, you need to redo this, and then your friendship blows up, it's not worth it. So,
well, that being said, though, I think you can say to a friend, can you look at it and tell me what I do? Just all I want you to do is answer that question. What do I do? What is the service that I actually offer?
Yeah.
Or if it's clear, if you're like, oh, I'm a mechanic, well, okay, it's clear what you do. What makes me different, right? So, Challenger Auto, what made him different? He has shuttles, and he has he doesn't do that anymore, but he was doing shuttles and he was doing pickup and delivery of cars, right? So that's it made him different. That was what made him stand out. Does your website say that about you? Does it say what you're doing? So, all right. Actionable item is, oh, I didn't do the actionable item right. Let's take that off of there right now. So actionable item, I want you to go and start asking those questions. Why did you hire me? I want you to start looking at, so that's the big thing. Ask people, why did you hire me? What made you hire me? And find out what people are looking up. So that's so easy. It's such an easy thing, don't you think?
Especially if you have a good group of like solid clients that you know will be honest with you, just ask them, you know?
Yeah.
Call them. It doesn't have to take 30 minutes. It can take 2 minutes. Just like, hey, I'm trying to work on my marketing. I need to know why you hired me. Period.
Absolutely. And you know, if you are bigger than that, if you have thousands of clients, then send them a survey. Say, hey, we're trying to figure out what we're doing right, what we're doing wrong. And I have 3 questions. And, you know, how did you find us? What made you hire us? And what do you like best about what we're doing? Or what can we improve? Right? Give them 3 questions to make it really easy. So, but go and find that out. Do that today. Find out what is it that is bringing people to you. Why is your phone ringing?
And this is really important because if you're going to do any marketing, regardless of whether it is, you know, social media, digital, or even like mail, direct mail things, if you don't know what your messaging should be targeted towards, what you're trying to convey to your audience, then what's the point of doing the marketing?
Right.
You know, if you're getting the wrong message across, then it's not going to work.
No.
Or you're going to get the wrong kinds of jobs that you don't want. So
well, and it's just like throwing it all out there and hoping something works. If you think about, let's go back to Challenger. If Challenger went out and put flyers on everybody's door and he says, oil change, we do oil changes, come on in. Well, a lot of people do oil changes. But if he said, we do oil changes and we'll come pick up your car, you'd be like, oh. So you need to know that. What is the problem? So in his case, the problem he was solving with that pick up your car thing was our problem, actually, Anastasia, you and me. We're busy. Yes. We've got kids. We don't have time to take the car and figure out how to get back home, right? No, he'd come and get it from our office, bring it back, get his hand stuck that one time. That was awesome. We have to share that video at some point. Got his hand stuck in my car wheel. But it's a great service. That is a great. So what do you do that stands out? So that's part of that pain. You're not just solving. You're not just a mechanic. What is that thing that you do that makes people want to come to you?
And please don't say exceptional service.
Oh God. Yeah. Yes. Don't do that.
Everybody says that. So figure out something else. You got this.
Exactly.
Look at it. Take an hour and check it out.
Absolutely. All right. I want to remind you to go over, if you're loving this podcast and you're like, I just want to learn and learn and learn. There is so much information on our blog. I am so proud of our blog. I can't even stand it. There's so much information there. If you want to learn about marketing and you just want it quickly, go there. You're going to find something that's going to hit the spot for you. So please do go there. Also, next week, we're going to talk about something that people ask us all the time, which is, which social media platform should you be on? And then I'm going to do a shameless plug. Let's do a commercial at the end here.
Oh, yes, definitely.
Burgers and Bands for Suicide Prevention is coming up May 15th at the Severna Park Tap House. It is going to be phenomenal, and we are looking for sponsors. So if you want to sponsor, reach out to us. Let us know. What we have found is that, here's the thing. Sometimes you sponsor because you really care about the cause. Suicide prevention is a cause that so many people care about. But beyond that, what I say to people who are going to come and sponsor us is our followers, the people who come to our events, they support our sponsors. It is something that my sponsors have told me over and over again, that they get so much out of sponsoring our events. So please do come. Think about sponsoring. If you own a small business in the Severna Park or Annapolis area, or even nationally, we have a rehab center in Timberline Knolls in Chicago, and they've sponsored us for years. And so if you have something that you think would hit our audience right, please do reach out. We'd love to hear from you.
Just go to our website, burgersandbands.org, for those people that are listening.
Yeah, there you go.
And it's a great event, and we're helping people. Every year people come to us and say that as a result of our events, even if it's one person, you had a person from the very, very first event. So that alone has made everything that we do worthwhile. So,
absolutely.
And Luna is definitely singing right now.
I'm so sorry. She is being such a twit.
Our audience is understanding now why we talk about Luna. And it's like that song that from Encanto. Have you seen that I can't think of it. The Disney movie.
I haven't. I've got to watch it.
It's super cute. We watched it last weekend, but now there's this song, We Don't Talk About Bruno. Now I'm like, we always talk about Luna is what we
always talk about. Let me tell you something, actually. I hope Whitney's watching this whole thing. Whitney, if you're watching this whole thing, please put a picture of Luna in the show notes on our website so I can send it to you. 80-pound 4-month-old or 5-month-old. That's ridiculous. So
it is.
Anyway, she is cute. That's why she's not dead yet. All right, everybody. Thank you so much. And I know we went through that fast. If you have questions, we're always here. We love to answer them. Take care.
Have a great week. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye.